Good evening and welcome to On Point Opinions. Our show is dedicated to inspiring, enlightening, informing, and the uplift of dialogue of the critical issues of today. Our goal is to search for facts and to dismantle disinformation. Now, Juan and I, my partner, we, like a lot of other people, have always have different opinions on many of topics. And we know that most people's differences, we believe, come from just not having dialogue. So we created this show so we can have a dialogue between each other because usually Juan is on this side and I'm on that side. So we're going to have a conversation. We want you to join in. This is our first show. Welcome to it. It's also called the OPO show. Juan, how you doing today, bro?
Oh, great. Finally, we got this off the ground.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Yes. Good thing. Yeah, good thing. Yeah. Juan, so tell a little people about yourself first before we get into the show.
Sounds like a winner. I'm excited to have this opportunity. Again, Juan Holcomb. I come from a quite unique background. I was born overseas, spent the better part of my childhood overseas, and then went back overseas abroad as a part of a professional life. So that gave what I feel is a very unique experience and a great opportunity to see the world, see how other people think, and that broadened my perspective. And that's one of the big points of this show is to broaden our perspective, to take in all the views. And my background in professional sports and politics and working in the financial realm, and then spending the better part half of my career in government contracting, human resources. I really spent a lot of time around people, even made a couple failed runs for politics and in the politics where I tried for city council and for school board. So it's passionate.
Background, Juan.
Thank you. Yes, it's part of my passion, and that's what the many debates I have with you. That's what we wanted to get people into. See if we can find some solutions to the problems we have today. We have many friends who we also debate with, and we go at it. And I think this will be really important for our community. For us, we're going to tackle many subjects. We want you to tune in, and we'll be coming to you every month. So I'm just grateful.
Yes, and actually the first Sunday of every month. But Juan, you said to people, you told people that you were born overseas, but you didn't tell them where you were born. You were born in Liberia, which is so interesting. Which was one of the few African countries that was run by American, wasn't it? Wasn't that the president of Liberia American?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, really absolutely. Liberia was really they freed slaves, went back to Liberia to help get Liberia on the map and going. And my father was part of the State Department, and he spent 6.5 years in Liberia, and that's where I was born. And it was really just quite an experience.
Now, Yeah, go ahead. Did you go to Vietnam and places like that?
Yes. From there, we went to Vietnam, and then from Vietnam to Korea. We only spent 6.5 months in Vietnam because of the war.
That's enough.
We evacuated. I think you're exactly right.
So that's cool. So right quick. So just want to tell you a little bit about my background. I'm from the DMV like Juan. And actually, when Juan said he went back overseas, me and Juan played professional basketball in Scotland. And Juan went on to play in Scotland and in England, and he even played at Plymouth Rock. Like he didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on him. No, I'm just kidding. So we played in Europe, and I came back after my body clock expired, and I had to get a real job. And I became a stockbroker, and Juan did too. We both were Series 7 and 63 stockbrokers for the Calvert Group. And so we got some so we have a wealth of knowledge from traveling around the world. And Juan has traveled even more extensive than me, but I've been all over Europe. But Juan got to be in Africa and been to Spain. So we got a lot of wealth and a lot of experience. And so we even though this is on point opinions, and remember you all, the disclaimer is this is just our opinions, so don't try to, sue us or hold us for anything we say, because we deny everything, even if it's recorded. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so that's our background. I worked at the FDIC. I used to liquidate banks, and then I started teaching and working community affairs for the FDIC. Retired, was a community affairs specialist and a senior financial management analyst. So that's a little bit enough about me and Juan. We want to give you a background just to let you know that, and Juan has been, he's had a foot in politics, and I've also been and had it down at the State House in Maryland, and had experiences sitting on panels talking about policy. So that's where we want to start with you today. We want to get into some of the issues, you all, because all of this white noise out there, and I do mean white noise, and that was a play on words, but but we want to just share a dialogue. And please, if you have any opinions or comments or questions, please put them in the comment box, because we want to make this an interchange. We want to make it engaging. Plus, click on the thumbs up, which is the like button, and the heart button, because that gives us traction, and it gives us Facebook and YouTube actually expands our reach. If you click on it, you can't click on it enough times. So we got some folks out there, Juan, listening. And by the way, Juan, me and Juan got friends from all over the world checking in, man. I got some people from Holland, England. We got people from Scotland. We got people from all over the world tuning in today, y'all. And this is a treat. So, Juan, let's start with our first topic of the day. What's your feelings about the Simone Biles mental issue and the whole Olympic thing with Simone Biles?
Wow, we're hitting and holding. That is perhaps the biggest topic of the day. How did this little 5'2", if that, bundle of might cause such a furor? Well, I do have an opinion about that. I am very, very disappointed in. Well, let me back up. I'm very disappointed that she had to step out of some of her competition, especially being the reigning medalist, gold medalist, and as they say, the best gymnast ever.
The GOAT.
Exactly. I'm very disappointed about that, but I'm understanding of it. And I think it's time that people have to take a look at themselves, see where they stand. As you mentioned, Bob, as former athletes, we know what it's like if your head is not in the right place. You must have confidence. You must have belief in yourself. And if that's just off a little bit, that will put you off. And Bob is a champion. He won overseas. He won championships. So he knows what it takes. And so he knows what I'm talking about. But the fact that I think that she received backlash or white lash.
You don't think it was just? I mean, the Olympics is about a lot of money.
I don't. I didn't even get to the money side of it. Yes, it is. But I thought she helped promote some of her teammates. Another young lady's teammate was able to win the gold in one of her events that she controlled. So, but there was concern that if she, where she was mentally, affected how she performed, and it was dangerous, especially in a sport like that.
So Juan,
was not warranted.
So, and I hear what you're saying, but as our British people would say, poppycock. I believe the USOC is full of crap anyway. The pressures they put on it, the demands that they make, they seem like they've been racist for years. They had a ban on people who couldn't make like Black Lives Matter signs and stuff like this, protests, and I wouldn't even win. Like Serena Williams, she didn't even go. One, because of the whole pandemic thing that is spreading over there, and that's right there. I wasn't feeling that. But Simone, she didn't take her butt home. All that cheering on the sideline. She said she had mental issues. Then take your butt home somewhere, sit down, and get some peace. But to sit out there, it just adds to it, man. And I feel sorry for, as an athlete, Juan, we felt pressure, especially in Europe. The pressure to perform in Europe. I mean, it's pressure in the NBA to perform, but in Europe, I mean, I remember in Europe, man, where they had a team come over, all-star team, and play the team in England, and they cut the guy on the England team and put the guy on the American team. At halftime, he was playing for the other team. That's what kind of stuff they do in Europe. So you talk about pressure. We've seen pressure to perform, So, I mean, I feel her, but, the whole mental issue.
You don't think she's going to perform? She still do
I wouldn't. I mean, wait a minute. She have reduced it down to the balance beam. Now you talking about twisting off of the uneven bars and the floor exercise, and you talking about you gonna get up there on a 2x4 or 4x4, whatever it is. She need to take her butt home.
I think she might do floor.
No, she already did. No, the floor is out. She said she's not doing the floor. It's down to only the balance beam.
Okay.
And I'm like, why? Now, if you look, I always had problems with my daughter when she was doing gymnastics. I don't even think black folks should be doing gymnastics either. That brings me to a whole other issue. We be doing a whole lot of things that these other people be doing, risking their life, twisting anyway, on a 2x4 or 4x4, whatever that thing is, Juan. So, but Juan, let's don't blow through the issue of mental issues. Because remember,
right.
Naomi Osaka, and looked like she experienced that by losing her tennis match too.
She lost early. That was a surprise.
But she's dealing with mental issues too. Do you think she should have? Do you think she should have participated in the Olympics?
Something you said, I agree with, and I know we go back and forth. But something you said, I agree with. This was a very tough Olympics. I think it was kind of done under protest, in my opinion. I agree with you, what you say about the IOC and CC, and the people of Japan didn't want it, but it is big business. And again, that's a topic for another show. So I think the Olympics itself was kind of done under duress, if you will. But it is a business. It benefits not necessarily the athletes, but the corporate America, corporate.
Oh, hold it right there, shorty. You talking about it don't benefit the athletes. Do you know how much Kevin Durant is getting paid to wear those Nikes in the Olympics? Remember, Olympics is a product company's dream. It's different than the NBA where you're only marketing, on TV, your product to America. But the Olympics, you're marketing your product globally. And let me tell you, that's why some people are participating. It ain't because they so dedicated and loyal to the sport of running track and swimming. No, them mothers are getting paid. But the thing is, do you compromise? Do you compromise your mental health to get paid? I mean, I guess so if you're living like those girls from Jamaica in a shanty house.
Well, I think not everybody is reaping all the benefits. Yes, there are some for the superstars, but there are a lot of athletes that compete in the Olympics. And obviously, many professional athletes now compete in it. But the shot putter, the decathlete, who really knows them? Who follows it like that? There's a lot of people who make up the Olympics. and they've added a lot of sports. I'm not sure about some
Well,
of them, but
well,
mental
look,
illness is carrying a lot of pressure on your shoulders. I think somebody talked about Simone Biles. She's like had the cape. She was for a sport that is tainted. Plus, they just came out of a sexual abuse. That's very fresh in the while they were children coming up through the sport. They're very young. So I just think that is that's just it's just wrong. And I
so my
think that
position. Go ahead. Go ahead.
your
But
mental,
my
but it's all right, I think, to recognize mental because mental illness is a problem and a problem in not only in our community but the world over. You have to mental illness is whew, I think mental illness is going to touch a lot of subjects we're going to talk about.
Yeah, well, it's behind most of the subject, and that's why it always perturbs me when there's a person that is slated as like crazy, and society tends to put them over there and go, "Oh, that guy is crazy. He's over there. He's not a part of us." But society has created a bunch of these mental people and crazy people. Look at the moratorium that's getting ready to happen on evictions. And most people who are homeless, they say they suffer from mental issues. So mental issue is a big, big topic, Juan. I don't think most people handle it well, especially black folks. Because I tell people this, Juan, you want to talk about mental issues. Every family is dysfunctional, but some people are like, oh, no, not my family. Everybody needs, to me, psychotherapy, need to go to a therapist.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's so taboo in the
yeah,
black community, in the black
yeah,
culture, But people need to think about that because there's a difference between mental issues and mental illness. Mental issues want everybody have. Matter of
yeah.
fact, I got more issues than Jet. But mental issues, mental issues is different. Everybody have mental issues. We overcome them. But mental illness usually comes from, it could be physiological, something that you were born with that is causing you imbalance. It could be a chemical imbalance that you need medicine for. But you tell some black folks to put their kids on medicine. I'm not putting my kid on medicine. He tearing up, stealing, beating up the fathers and stuff. So mental issues, I don't think we handle it very well in this country anywhere, actually.
No, you use the right word, taboo, and depression, all of that, and people really suffer from it, and it's not easy, as you said. Some people end up on the street, homelessness. It's just and they say these things can be eradicated. Child poverty, and on and on and on. So there are a lot of things that affect your mental stability, and I think that these athletes like you mentioned, Naomi Osaka, now on Biles and others are showing strength, in my opinion.
So Juan,
Both,
right quick before we go to the next issue, what do you think is the solution for mental illness in sports? How to handle it? What do you think do you think is the solution? How should they approach it?
I think you said it. You touched on it. I think that first, being willing and open to getting therapy is critical, and that should not be looked uh, bad upon. In fact, people spend a great deal of money. I don't know if people know it. Most professional golfers, a part of their entourage, the richer golfers, have a therapist that may travel with them and help them with. So I think that first, it should not be a stigma, and I believe that uh, the more people feel empowered, that will help them improve their mental capacity. But we
Well,
must
Juan,
not forget.
my doctor asked me, do any of my friends suffer from mental illness? And I told him no, they all love it. So let's go to the next subject, Juan.
Guess what?
Let's talk
Uh,
about.
that leads into this one, and I think it's mental illness that might be affecting this one. The We have variants coming up. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, which triggers back to the subject of the Olympics. the world is still in the middle of a vaccine. We got variants coming on. Are there going to be new mask mandates?
No, they are new mask men. They are.
Let me know what
So how do you feel? How do you feel about that, Ron? What do you feel about the corporations, which I think is great, but what's your view on the corporations mandating that people have the vaccine, take the vaccine, or get checked um, um, consistently, or take your butt home and you work somewhere else?
And you know me, Bob. I think Bob calls me Republican nationalist, but a suburban nationalist. Excuse me.
No, no suburban black nationalist.
By the way,
That's an oxymoron. But go ahead.
So I actually agree with these. Once again, I don't know why some of these things stun me. They don't surprise me, but even healthcare workers are not getting the vaccine. I thought that was the whole idea: get the vaccine so we could herd immunity and help everybody. And people still won't get the vaccine. They are offering money. Again, I think mental illness.
Yeah, but do they have a fair issue when it comes to taking the vaccine, Juan, with, there's been issues and, the conspiracy theories that people don't know what's in it. And China for years has been into population control, meaning, remember, this was back in about maybe 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, you couldn't have but one child. And remember, they got over 1 billion people. And where does this virus come out of? So they say. And the same thing with America. They talk about America is supposed to be 2/3 of color by 2040. Do you not think that people might be interested in population control there too? I mean, I'm not trying to start no conspiracy theories, but I'm saying this is what's out there.
Well, I know that you bring up a good point. I know the Black community has historical issues with vaccines. However, I do believe that this vaccine, mask, everything has been politicized. And because the country is divided, it's become a whipping post for putting misinformation and disinformation. If you remember what Bob said in the beginning, we are here to dismantle disinformation. And everything shouldn't be politicized. This country has been dealing with vaccines from polio to flu. And yes, there's questions, but I think that it's been proven that we've been able to control some of the worst illnesses and sicknesses. We have that within our capacity. And I think that you must trust the science or we're going to, it's going to really continue to tear this country apart.
Now, that's a big word, Juan. Trust in America, and especially Black folks when you talk about trust America. Look how's that going for us. But, this what kills me though, Juan.
Mm-hmm.
I hear people talking about they don't know what's in the vaccine, so they don't want to take it. But these mothers been eating hot dogs and chicken McNuggets for about 20 years and ain't never asked one time. I grew up on potted meat and and people ain't one time asked what's in there. So now all of a sudden they want to know what's in the vaccine. And be careful what you ask for, Juan. I had a friend of mine. She said she asked God to remove everything that's fake out of her life. She woke up bald-headed, no eyelashes, and her purse is missing. So you got to be careful, man, what you ask for out here. It's a sick world.
You asked for.
but I'm happy. But Juan. So what do you think? What is the one thing you think would get at least I want to say black people, people in general, but specifically, what do you think is one thing that would get people to take the vaccine? Do you have any idea? Do you have any opinions on
Well,
that?
they're still offering money. I see more people go heading to get shots. So
Look, money does it every time.
he does it every time. And you know, my financial guru, Bob, he knows money will make you do some things. Uh, I think we must get rid of the disinformation, and that will help people make, uh, and we don't have to make the decision for them. Do your own research. Um,
But that's it.
uh,
They don't. People don't do that, Juan.
and Bob has another show, and he might mention it on here, where he deals with the finance. And one thing he always says, he and his co-host, is that you must look it up, you must do your research, and we can help you, uh, guide you where to go, what to do, but you must do that. Why do you think they don't do that, Bob? And I think that is one of our shortcomings is not doing the research for yourself to um,
I
really.
have idea. I have
What's that?
idea, Juan. People are lazy. You know, people
Mm,
don't. That's why people go to a church 52 weeks in a year for somebody to tell them what's in the book, and half, if not more, don't even read the book. They just let somebody tell them, and that's not just the Bible. It's not a attack on the Bible. It's almost on all type of written things, man. People they just are lazy, and they whether somebody tell them. And this world, the marketeers, the grifters, they know this, and they play on people's conscience, man. They really do because I tell you what, you're right. One thing to get people, they talk about um, the thing that's increased people, the vaccines increased over something like 40%
yeah,
this past week or so.
yeah.
Boys started dying. All of a sudden, the mothers started going, talking about, oh, I get the vaccine, you know, but it shouldn't take that. But, you know, Juan, that's how it is. That's a, you know, society we live in. But how do we get out? How do we, you talk about disinformation, Juan. How do we help people with disinformation?
Whew. What did you just hear? To your point, 21,000 people, new cases in Florida in 24 hours.
And he
I
talking about
think,
people not to take masses.
right, right. Uh, Personally, I still wear a mask, and I'm going to keep wearing the mask. I have no problem with it. Do I want to? No. But I do want to get back to some sense of normalcy. So I'm going to wear my mask. But I do believe we have to. I think back to your original question, and I apologize if I did not answer. The corporations are realizing that they don't want to go back through um, people being off and out. The NFL, for which I never agree with, is telling these guys, okay, you don't want to get the vaccine, it's going to affect you, your pocket, and your team. And so I do agree with that at this point because we don't want to go backwards. And that's what our show is about. We're moving forward with or without
Well, I
vaccine.
just want to tell people, you know, you need to wear the mask. And they talking about, oh, the CDC is wishy-washy because things change. And that's the other thing, Juan. This is the other thing with people. People do not handle change.
Change.
Now, the daggone variant, they didn't know the variant was going to come back like this, and they could hold them account. Oh, they can't make up their mind. No, it changed, just like your life. And I think that's the other thing, Juan. People don't handle change too well. And look, a lot of guys, man, I know that are single from either
Mm-hmm.
their wife passed or they divorced. I had one
Mm-hmm.
guy dating. He was dating a girl at the height when they had to wear the mask. He didn't
Yeah.
realize the girl had 3 teeth. So that
Touch.
mask thing,
See,
that mask thing is going to get a lot of people in trouble. So
or help a lot of people.
you
That's
know,
going to become their outfits. That's it. But
but
I'll try
wear your mask, y'all. Look,
it.
wear your mask so that
And
corona don't get on your ass.
yes, and vaccine up. Come on, that's right. The vaccine. Get the vaccine. Get the vaccine. So,
So
mhm.
go.
Well, Well, now into another big issue: the insurrection, the investigation. What do you think about this? Did you even remember we had one? They really trying to make you forget. Tell me what you think, Bob.
I'm glad they're having it because, they just think nowadays they can say anything, do anything. And this is another human um, characteristic, Juan. People forget, they forget stuff from yesterday. People can forget stuff so quick. And once again, the powers that be, they know that, so they play this game of what are you talking about? What happened? I'm so glad they're having this investigation because they need to call people out that was involved, especially those congressmen and senators and other people who were involved. They need to be called out and they need to go to jail. Well, do you think Teflon Don they're going to be able to get him? Because he's Teflon Don. Nothing sticks to him. Do you think they're trying to stick the insurrection to him? Do you think they're going to be able to do it, Juan?
Well, I had that down in my notes. Was wondering, will subpoena power help them? Will they be able to use subpoenas? Trump seemed to just poo-poo the subpoenas. Subpoenas used to mean something. I think
he ain't in office now.
I think the walls are closing in on Trump, and this was truly one of his grand displays. I think it's closing in. They just ruled the DOJ yesterday that his taxes have to be turned over to Congress. So I think that the very things that are happening now are going to come back to get him. With that being said, I believe he is the front runner for 2024.
He ain't no front runner.
He's trying to run out the clock. I think he's trying to run out the clock. He's trying to get.
Juan, he will never be president again. He is so done. They keep why they talk about the 74 million that voted for him, but they never talk about the 83, whatever it was, that voted for Biden. That was more. Okay, stop it. This is the thing I don't get, Juan. This is what I don't.
Fraud, but go on. I'm sorry, but
exactly.
Talk about that. Why you don't believe that? Because you and I always different. You have a lot of belief in the system, so to speak. Why don't you think Trump can get in again?
You say I have belief in the system? Where you get that from?
Well, I think you and I debated on whether the insurrection, that something like that they were so simple-minded they didn't even do that right. However, I believe that I'm not sure the military or anybody will step in. And you told me that you think they will get crushed by the military. So we have our differences on there.
So that's where you got the point that you think I'm for the system. No, not for the system. Different parts of it I am. Yeah, but not as a whole. No, I'm one of those conspiracy theorists too. But this is the thing that gets me, Juan. This is the thing that gets me. The Democratic Party, right, who's in power right now, right? They always try to play fair, talk this bipartisan stuff where the Republicans clean their clock, play dirty. Like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. That girl on the View, she said, no, when they go low, we should go lower. No, I'm not suggesting we should go lower. But what I am suggesting, man, the Democrats got to toughen up a little bit better, man, because they get their clocks clean. Like they always want to play fair and this bipartisan. They don't want to do the the filibuster. And I mean, come on, man, Jesus Christ. So I hope they don't go soft on this investigation because some people need to be called out. Now, did you know, Juan, that when they called over to the Pentagon, did you know who picked up the phone over at the Pentagon? People don't even know. And this is what this show is about. We try to deal with facts, you all. Flynn, General Flynn's, the Flynn that got Trump, that got indicted, that he gave pardon. His brother, John Flynn, I think that's his name, is the one who picked up the call and would not activate the military. Or I mean, come on, man. This is some crazy stuff. And look, this stuff is coming out with Trump and him. They got the notes where he was trying to get the DOJ to overturn and take. Why are they acting like everybody knows this? This ain't nothing. It's just that now they have it, but everybody knows this. Why didn't they get him while he was in office? That's what I don't get. So I'm kind of worried about this investigation, man. If it's just, exercise in, futility, and that's it. Nothing. So people need to go to jail.
You make good points all the way around. I'm in agreement. I don't always agree with my brother, but I am in agreement with you. If nothing else, sometimes I like to say, I just like to make them feel uncomfortable sometimes. So I do hope that they can really expose some of their colleagues who had a hand in this. We can see it, and we don't have all the information. So it's there. I'm hoping, as if nothing else, it will give them pause. But they need to continue to move fast with it, be steadfast, and get on it. But that covers so many other things, Bob. You're right.
Before we get off of it, does it really matter, Juan, this investigation?
I think it does, and I'll go you with this phrase: if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And insurrections, takeovers, breaches of the Capitol, they bought a hangman's noose and gallows with them too. Be careful. I think that those men were. The vice president was running out of the building. We watch it on TV, and they say it was a tourist attraction. It was love. So once again, they're playing on people's mental deficiencies. But I do think it makes a difference. I do believe, again, my opinion, that was at least a practice round. I think this is going to happen again. I think it's going to happen at other capitals around the country. So yes, we need to investigate, push. There's still attorney generals like Carl Racine here locally who are looking into this, and I really hope that we get some luck. There was nobody arrested when they came out of it.
But Juan, before we switch to the next topic, so this is a good segue. Yeah. So do you think you said this also falls into the category of mental issues, but is there a difference between mental issues and ignorance? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one thing to have mental issues, and there's another thing to be ignorant. But does that mean if you ignorant, you have mental issues? That is the question, because there's some ignorant people in history. In history, presidents, people of power, plantation owners, ignorant. But let's go, Juan. Let's transition, man.
Some of them are intentionally ignorant. But folks, keep tuning in. These topics are they're ongoing. So
hey, by the way, Juan, let me remind people, look, y'all, this is not just about me and Juan talking. You can enter a comment, an opinion you have about what we're saying, or if you're opposed to what we're saying, put it in the comment box. And look, please hit the like button. None of y'all out there hitting the like. I can see you're not hitting the like button. Come on, hit the like button so we get some traction. And hit it as many times as you can, because the more times you get it, the more we be able to, that Facebook expands the population of people that we go to. So it's very important. This is our first show. We hear every first Sunday of the month at 6 p.m. So please do that, y'all. Click on that button.
Is it all right for our viewers watching and listening that if they want a subject to be talked about, they can send it in to us?
No, put it in the comment box too. You're right. Good one, Juan. If they have a topic they want us to cover, next week, or we might even cover it this week if we got time, put it in the comment box, y'all. And remember, when you put things in the comment box, that also increases our viewership, because that's how Facebook counts stuff. What you put in the comment box, the clicks on the likes, the heart, and the happy face. So Juan, here we go. Next subject. Last subject of the day, folks. Remember, this is On Point Opinions. Voting rights under attack, man. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Juan?
Unbelievable. Yeah. What? Exactly, Bob. Voting rights under it's hard to believe. Every segment we had has led just like you said, it's just perfect segues, and that's why we have to continue to push because it looks like history repeating itself. I just read a great article about the fact that if we don't get it right, and it was a CNN opinion poll, if we don't get it right going forward, we could go to the next Jim Crow era. And they gave all the history of what led up to the era of Jim Crow. And it was exactly as it went on now that black folks, those helped them get into power. They were their strongest help. I think the Republicans then. And then
Right.
they started to shift and wanted wayward whites to come back to see if they could keep them under, and therefore did not support the blacks out of Reconstruction. And thus we had the years and years of Jim Crow until the Voting Rights and Voting Rights Act. So it's a great article. I sent it to you, Bob.
Hey, Juan.
We are repeating the things of the past. We're fighting for the same thing. My parents, my
Right.
father is 7 years old. We're fighting the same things he fought.
Hey, but Juan, let me tell you a little secret. Cut that funeral out. We ain't going back to no damn Jim Crow. That ain't going to happen. It's done. The genie's out the bottle. People killing me with that stuff. Oh my God, the world is going to a handbasket. They're going to be having us back out of drinking separate water fountains. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Man, we ain't not going back to that stuff. Those days are over. This is a new day. And I know some people say, man, black folks, we haven't gotten that far. How far we got? You know how far we gotten? That me and Juan could be on this right now talking about white folks and they haven't locked us up yet. That's how far we come, okay? Stop all that stuff, acting all scared. You know, my friend told me when this guy was tripping, mental issues, talking about the devil, was taking what he put on the red shirt. And he started picking that up in his own mind. He said it was dark, late at night, the boy was on the phone. He said, boy, cut the nonsense out. That's what I want to tell some of these people. Well, cut that daggone nonsense out, man. We ain't going back to no Jim Crow. And they keep talking about a race riot. Do you know I got friends that got just as many guns and bullets as white people do now? Now, I must admit, back in the day, I knew guys just had the bullets in their gun. But it's a new day, Juan. I know most got AK-47s, AR-15s, and I don't want to mention myself. You know, I got a water gun.
Full disclaimer, it's got a water gun. But see, folks, that's what I like about, that's my man.
Truth, Juan. I'm just speaking the truth. That, you know what? Hey, Juan, from now on this show, my name is, I want to change my name from Big Bob to The Truth. Juan.
He said,
Juan, did you just hear that?
The truth.
No. Did you hear that sound? Bam! That was Big Bob dropping some knowledge. Just call me The Truth. And the nothing truth. But the truth.
And what do they say about the truth? The truth shall
set you free.
All right. There you go, folks. Amen.
So Juan, this voting rights thing, I think it's going to backfire like it always do. Look what this wasn't like they didn't try this the last election, right? But look what happened. Look what happened. They were like they're just starting to try this. They try this. They're going to get more people out. The Republicans might not be in office another 8 years, maybe 16. They shooting their own self in the foot, man. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying.
No, that is the hope, but we still have to battle because
I'm tired, Juan.
I know, and that is the question. You and I talked about this before. Should we be tired? And I always say this to Bob, and he knows it. I said, somebody fought and died for me to enjoy the life I have, and it's incumbent upon me. We have children, we have grandchildren. We want them to have a better life, and that's hard. I've had a good life. We have a better life than we have, and I certainly don't want to see this backwards. And I see some people that are hell bent on reversing things, and they've been trying it for years. And that's what I like about Bob, and that's why I agree with him. He's always said to me, "No, don't worry about it. We're going back. We're not going back." And um, and that's the kind of thing that we want to motivate people. We want to push, and we want to uh, give everybody that voice to see what can happen. And Bob, I don't know if we mentioned this. We're also going to have guests on too who are uh, will come on and who are experts and opinionated and all of that. But we want to have people on as well to talk about these subjects because we feel
And
they're
that's what the
critically.
show is about. You know, that's what this show is about, you all. We just want to share information because we know there's a bunch of crap out there, a bunch of disinformation that's being put out there. And we just want to educate and share with our people. Because remember this, Juan, you can lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make them think. That's my new motto. That's my new
Yeah.
motto. But
Say it one more
that's what we try to do. We try to empower.
Say that one more time. I want to make sure people got that.
You can lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make them think. And that is the God's that's coming from the truth.
The truth, and it shall set you free. All right.
It shall set you free. So Juan, we've come to the end of the show. We'd like to thank everybody who stayed out there with us. There's other people just coming in, and this is the first Sunday of every month at 6 p.m. On Point Opinions. We want this to be engaging, interactive, so you can put your opinion about what we're talking about. Because once again, I'm giving you the disclaimer. This is me and Juan, just our opinions, okay? But most of them are fact, and we're not making them up. But we're just trying to give you our opinions in hopes that it will give you a different perspective. But Juan, tell them the real reason why we're telling people this. It's because we want you all to live a life of joy and peace instead of being stressed out with the mental issues we've been talking about. That's why we provide this information, Juan. Tell them why else they think we're doing this, Juan. Are we selling products? Do we get anything out of this?
Right. The joy comes in the information we share. And as I mentioned earlier, my brother Bob, he does a financial show, financial literacy, helping people figure out retirement or get to retirement, how to save, how to grow their money. So that's been one of our purposes. We've always tried to impart and help people who we've come in contact with because somebody's always done that with us. And I think that is going to be, the legacy. The legacy I live, I want folks to think that, hey, Juan was trying to help me, and Bob and Juan were trying to impart people. And these are things that we go over with our friends all the time. So I know it's on their mind. I know people let loose. And if you want to come on,
and that's what we want people to have the dialogue. We want people to have the dialogue. And let me tell you all, our tagline is knowledge is power. And that's all we're trying to do is disseminate and to empower our people to go out and take action. Because truth, the real truth is action. Truth is actually action. You can sit in your little comfortable chair, easy chair in your man cave at home, but unless you get out there and being active, being a player, making a difference, it doesn't matter because there's too many people now can articulate the issue. But what are you doing? And that's what we need. And we not only, Juan, need to reach and help these young people. There's a bunch of 40, 50, 60-year-olds we need to help out. But anyway, Juan, any closing remarks, man? And let's take this home.
Just quickly, we are going to be coming with a myriad of topics, you all, from everything from climate change to uh, and should blacks be in on top of that to uh,
Why
what
white
Joe
people are
Biden.
mad?
Say that again.
To why white people are mad? Why are white
What,
people mad? So mad.
why are they angry? Why are they angry all the time? But we really are going to be coming with the subjects and thoughts that hit us every day. And something Bob said, just perhaps we have gotten too comfortable, but we can't afford to be too comfortable. And so keep on pushing. And I look forward to the next show. And we got many great topics coming your way. And we'll always have the hot topics of the day.
Yes, so thank you everybody out there. And remember, y'all, we didn't even get any comments on this today. But if it's something we said, speak on it. Put it in the comment box. If you agree, just say, I agree, or man, good point. But we need y'all to put stuff in the comment box, not just because it's going to help us reach, it increases our number of people that Facebook put it out to. But we want to know. We want to know if you're listening, if you're feeling us or not feeling us. You know, we're not impartial either way. So thank you all on behalf
of
Juan Holcomb and myself, Bobby Kinzer. Check us out. What's the next? I need to look at the calendar, Juan. I don't even know when the first Sunday of September is September the 5th. So that's our next show, September the 5th. So tune in, you all. Thank you once again, man. We love you. And stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And let's get at it.